This show is part of the HeadStuff podcast network.
Well, hello there. How are you getting on? And welcome to episode 6 of my absolutely fabulous podcast that you're absolutely loving and sharing with your friends. Listen, I'm delicious. I've got another absolute belter of an episode for you today. Another one of the best guests. We get all the best guests on the planet. Today we have Roz Purcell. Roz Purcell has Roz Purcell's done a lot with her life. She was in the running from Miss Universe there at one point. She's a social media extraordinaire. She's hiking. She's releasing books. She's on the radio. Is there anything she's not doing? I don't know. I haven't found it yet. But Roz, we had a great crack. I've met Roz a few times. We did a couple of radio bits together. Always had a great crack doing that. And Roz has just released a book. She hasn't paid me to tell you about it. But I'll tell you about it anyway. So she's a new book out. I should have written down the name of the book, but we do say it later on in the podcast, so it's fine that I didn't remember. But it's all about different hiking trails you can take in Ireland. Something I wouldn't be an expert in. I don't know if this is apparent. I wouldn't be a big hiker, generally speaking. I might get into it though. But I have to say I had a copy of the book, right? And the original book. She's 2 out now. And I have to say, it's very well put together. So there's a lot of different trails that you can go down, and it tells you the history of them and stuff you can see on the way. It's really well put together, and she's them kind of separated out into the difficulty of the hikes and all that. So it's a very good product. So if that's something you're interested in, you should definitely get it. It was kind of fascinating to hear how much she knows about different counties just from hiking. So like, I love when people know a bit of history about their county or where they're from. I always think it's so cool. I sort of know a lot of history generally about Mayo and the West, but I only sort of know it. Like I can sort of remember it, but all the facts are wrong. But the gist is there. I only remember the gist. But I never really realised how much value you can get out of just hiking around the country, just hiking around and having a look at stuff. And she's picked up so much information from it, and it's very interesting to listen to. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And do you know what? We talked I think we talked for over an hour because we had so much to get into. So I'm not going to hold you up today. You don't want to hear another update about me. I'm still here. I'm still delicious. And here's Roz Purcell. We're going to chat about a bit of hiking.
Garron, can we start by, I just want to say a big thank you.
You're right into it. Are we even recording now? Yeah, okay, we are.
I want to say thank you for letting me know this is being recorded today.
Yeah.
Because look at the state of me.
Oh, you weren't.
I look like a melted welly.
You weren't aware it was being recorded. I thought you looked fabulous. I thought it was a great fit.
Well, there you go. My hair, I just came out of the shower.
It's beautiful.
Look,
it's beautiful.
Look.
Thank you for coming.
No bother.
So you thought I was just doing audio?
I was like, I would have let
So you thought we were just going to sit here and eat like ASMR?
I did.
Oh, okay.
I
That's not what's
and then
happening.
I came in, I saw you, and I thought, it's definitely not on camera.
No, well, oh, wow. I literally bought a new shirt for this. Do you know how bad it is? Do you know how few clothes I have? So I have like 3 outfits. And
I can tell you one of them. It says, I need space, or...
Yeah. It's with the astronaut on it.
Yeah.
So I have like 3 outfits, and I bought this shirt like 3 days ago, and I wore it in a video like 3 days ago, and all the comments said, "Garron, you got a new shirt."
You know it's bad when people notice.
Yeah, this is one of your this is not one of your 3 standardized shirts that we see all the time.
You're branching out.
I know, yeah, I'm getting pretty stylish. Yeah, I know, and it's
the
like
Dublin effect.
It is, yeah, and you've brought me a coffee.
Yes. Well, look, the last time we were chatting, when you'd come to Dublin, I said, "What coffee are you ordering?"
No, which coffee is this now?
An oat flat white.
An oat flat white, okay.
Because remember, you were just having an Americano with a bit of milk.
I was. Oh,
and
that's nice.
And I said, "Give it time, Garron. You'll be ordering an oat flat white very soon."
It's actually nice. I do like oat milk.
Yeah.
So,
the sad thing is, sorry, I know you're meant to be interviewing me here, but
let's go.
The sad thing is, people think I'm from Dublin because I've just been here so long. So don't let that happen to you.
That is, yeah. I said this the first time.
You did.
The first time I met you, you were like, "Oh, I'm from Tipperary." I was like, "You are from Tipperary." Does it come out like when you go home? Do you re-establish the Tipperary accent?
Little bit, like. But it's just, I moved up here when I was 17, 18.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Like, you can't keep it off you too long, you know?
I hope I don't lose it now, because I think I'll be very strange going around with, I'll just order a flat white.
No, I'm not that bad.
Well,
Am I?
I don't know. So, you're a vegan?
Yeah. Well, so you know what?
No.
No, I am. I do try to be vegan at home. But like, say if I'm out, I do
try to be vegan at home.
At home.
Okay.
Yeah. But when I'm out and about, I would say I'm 99%. It's the odd thing, like if I'm traveling down the country after a big hike, I go to a coffee shop and they're like, all that's on the menu is like a scone. I'm not going to be like, what's in the scone? I'm like, don't fucking tell me what's in the scone. I'm going to eat the scone. So I am until it's dessert, really.
Yeah.
Have a bit of cake and stuff. You know, just like...
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I really do try. I definitely try my best. But I'm also human, so there's going to be times when I'm...
Yeah.
But it's really just with cake and stuff.
Yeah. Though you can't give up cake.
It's hard. For a long time I was very, very strict and...
Wouldn't sit on leather couches and all that.
Oh, listen, do you know what I mean? Like, wouldn't be seen dead in a woolly hat. Like, then I kind of was just like, I need to make this sustainable.
Yeah,
so I do my best. I definitely do my best.
I actually used to be a vegan as well.
No way.
I swear to God, we haven't spoken about this before, shockingly.
How long?
About a year.
Wow.
Yeah.
And why did you stop?
Well, what happened is I watched a documentary about...
That'll do it.
Yeah, about sheep and how they end up being eaten. I think it was sheep, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
It was like,
and it's mostly the males.
Is it? I don't know. I didn't look into it. What's a ram?
I did.
Sorry, it was about rams.
Okay.
My apologies. So it was about like, how lamb, basically.
Yeah.
And I was like, can't be eaten. So what happened is then I got really into like, I'm going to be a vegan now. So I was a proper vegan.
Wow.
But then the documentary started wearing off.
Yeah.
Over time. So about 6 months in, I started to notice that the remnants of the documentary were starting to disappear.
Going. Yeah.
And then I started drinking milk again, and then I was having eggs, and before I knew it, I was back on
I think like I try not to be like, I just try not to force things down, like, tell people too much, because I think when it comes to food, it definitely just needs to be your own choice, you know?
Absolutely.
And as someone who's had so many restrictive diets in the past, like, you can't shame someone for
absolutely,
eat,
yeah.
You know?
Absolutely, yeah. But one of the main reasons I stopped though is because in Mayo, this is about 10 years ago, it was impossible.
What, 10 years ago?
Yeah, about 10 years ago.
Wow, Jeannie Mac.
Yeah, when I was 20, I had colours in my hair and everything. Then I was a proper hippie at the time.
There you go. Too many photos.
Yeah.
You should put one up with onside this.
I do. If we remember you can put up photos of me. I'll remind him. With purple and green in my hair. It's every single photo is horrific. So yeah, I was a vegan at the time, but it was extremely hard to be a vegan in Mayo.
Listen, it's hard to be a vegan in Mayo now, and never mind 10 years ago.
So all I ate was Linda McCartney sausages and rice.
But they are pretty good.
Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, no wonder it wore off. Do you know what I mean?
Them.
That's pretty. That's like. Yeah, that's like bad. Your man, remember? Fish in a ass cake.
That was basically it.
Yeah.
It was rice and Linda McCartney sausages for like a year.
Yeah.
And then if you went to a restaurant, usually you'd be like, oh, do you have anything vegan? And they'd be like, what the fuck is that? And they'd just throw you a load of fucking carrots on a plate. But it was. I enjoyed it while it lasted. Now we're going to try more vegan stuff today.
Yeah.
You told me your favourite food was falafel wrap.
Yes.
Or
which is, I know,
curry,
is actually,
which I could not get at this hour of the morning.
I was like, listen, I'd be having curry for breakfast. A very spicy, I love spicy curry.
So, what's the curry you like?
I like a tarkadal.
What's that?
So it's like
I know
lentils.
Chicken tikka. Is it similar
It's like
to
kind
that?
of, no. It'd be like kind of red lentils. Nice and spicy, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, it's quite it's a nice dish. You should try it sometime.
Yeah, I might do. I only ordered 2 wraps, so I'm not sure why.
I'm not going to lie, right? I was like, I wonder, is he going to do it? Is he going to bring something down from the lantern in Ballina? Is that what that's
I
what's
don't
called,
think the lantern does anything vegan. Do you
not tell me they do a vegan spice bag?
Not in the lantern.
Really?
I was definitely talking to you about vegan spice bags, but not from Ballina.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if there's a vegan spice bag anywhere in Mayo.
The lantern, if you're on social media, let us know. Because honestly, the amount of times I'm in Ballina, people are like, you have to go to the lantern.
I don't know if there's anything in the lantern that you can eat. I'm pretty sure it's all chicken.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they've
maybe.
really refined themselves.
Wow, this looks really fancy.
Now,
Where
it
did you
could
get
be
that?
good. It's from Brown's in somewhere. Sandymount, I think.
Oh,
not sponsored. Just that's who had this at this time of the day.
Okay.
So it's
A Lebanese
that's
falafel.
your one there.
Oh,
if
sorry,
you'd like to. It's very wrapped up. I love this as well when they cut it up in the wrapper. It looks very fancy. So yeah, this has
look at this. This
hummus,
looks really good.
Falafel, salsa.
Do we need to give like a little thing for the camera?
Look at that.
That looks really good. Now I'm not going to lie. When I saw the packaging, I was like, "Ooh, fancy! It looks like it's a Brown Thomas falafel, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
very fancy." But then when you were like, you picked it up early this morning, I was like, "Ooh!" But no,
not early.
It looks fresh.
About 20 minutes before I got here.
Yeah.
So it's not warm, but it's still fresh.
Yeah, I'm glad I said 11, not 10. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Is falafel usually warm or is falafel?
No, you can have it cold.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good.
It's actually pretty good. What is falafel?
It's dried chickpeas, soaked, and then they're blended with loads of like parsley and spices and stuff.
Now, we also have your not your favourite snack and not your favourite drink. I ordered them.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I was like, what? I didn't tell you the opposites.
I ordered them and they sent me the wrong thing. So you asked for O'Donnell's salt and vinegar ruffles. Now you have pop chips.
Listen. Salt and vinegar, anything.
I totally disagree. And then also San Pellegrino. How do you say it? San Pellegrino. I'm an 8th Italian, so I should know how to say it.
San Pellegrino.
San Pellegrino, sparkling water. But they sent me Deep River Rock, which I don't know. I don't think that's the same. Isn't San Pellegrino like fucking €7 a bottle?
That's what I said to you. My favourite drink is Miwadi, Orange Crush, okay?
I have that.
But if I want to be fancy, I'll have it with...
I have the little portable
Yeah.
one.
Oh, and you had some yourself, did you?
I did have a little bit, yeah. It's good stuff.
So I sometimes when I'm feeling real fancy, I'll have it with sparkling San Pellegrino. Okay. And honestly, it's like, you know, there's some people, like a lot of my friends are like, oh, tonight I just want a glass of wine. I'm like, I just want a glass of my waddy with some San Pellegrino. Because I've never drank wine.
You've never had it in your life?
Well, so I had it when I was really young.
Yeah.
I went to France on French exchange. And the other way kids can like drink wine there.
Yeah.
I got absolutely smashed. Like to the point where I was like hallucinating. Never drank wine since.
I absolutely hate wine, but I always pretend that I like I've had to pretend I like it a lot. I went to France there about 3 months ago to do somebody's wedding, and they brought out like this wine, and I hate wine. I think and it all tastes exactly the same.
It does. I don't care how expensive it is. Yeah.
So this woman goes, oh, we've got something really nice. So we were on a vineyard and she was like, we make this ourselves. She's like, we've been aging this one for like 40 years. She's like, I don't do this often, but I'm going to give you a glass because we were having a good crack. And I was like, okay. And she put it in and I was drinking it and I was like, oh, that's awful lovely. Yeah, that's really yummy. And she was like, can you taste the notes of this? I was like, I am. People always say chocolatey. It doesn't fucking taste like chocolate.
Wine
it just tastes like vinegar.
Vinegar.
Yeah, horrific.
Oily vinegar.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, no, we grow all these, it's this type of grape and it's this. And I was like, oh, you can really taste that. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Well, I'm glad that I'm not the only one because like sometimes people look at me and they're like, you've never drank, well, obviously I have, but like you've never drank wine as an adult. I'm like, no.
I don't like it. I don't understand why people put it with meals because I like...
Takes up space.
Not even that. I love tastes, obviously.
Yeah.
I love to taste.
Yeah.
And I'm there, oh, yummy meal. Oh, vinegar in the mouth. Oh, lovely meat. It just makes absolutely no sense to me.
So, you know the way you said salt and vinegar was your worst?
Salt and vinegar isn't my worst, but it's low. It's low down there.
Do you have cheese and onion, man?
Cheese and onion. I like a kind of cosmopolitan crisp, if I'm honest. I'm sort of into like a
Ballymaloe relish crisp.
Like a Ballymaloe relish or like a sweet chili or like a barbecue smokehouse. You know, I like something a bit zesty.
It's getting to you.
Yeah.
Dublin's
no, that was me before. I always had a bit of class. Even before I came here, I kind of always had a bit of class.
If you actually had given me a pack of cheese and onion, I'd be like, I can't eat it.
You don't like cheese? Oh, is that because you're a vegan? You can't have the cheese dust?
No. Come on. Jesus. No, like...
Is that made out of actual cheese?
It's actually not that. It's more the fact that if I have cheese and onion, for 2 days on, I will just taste cheese and onion in my mouth. It's so strong.
I get that with bacon fucking...
Ranferros.
Yeah, I hate them. I hate that. I think they're actually vegan, actually.
I think they are.
Yeah, horrific. And so's gravy. Isn't Bisto gravy is vegan as well, I think? I'm almost
Jeez, I
certain
didn't know
it is.
that.
Yeah.
Remember, like waffles and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they are.
Yeah. All bacon taste has no bacon in it.
Yeah.
There you go. But I like burped that up for like 4 days. This is actually like the third time I've spoken about this, because the first one we did, Michael Fry brought bacon fries, and he was like, they're my favorite crisp, and I cannot suffer them, even the smell of them. And it was also like a drunken thing. I had a load of them one night, and I got drunk, and I threw up. I've only thrown up like 3 times in my life. And
good for you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really proud. I'm really proud.
I'm like that with digestive biscuits. I had a whole pack after a night out. Haven't been able to eat them since, like just the plain ones.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
A whole pack.
I had a whole pack.
Did anything happen, or was it
Oh
just?
yeah, I mean, like I made cake.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that will put you off. All right.
Yeah. So is that same thing happening with bacon?
Yeah. So there's 3 foods I've thrown up in my life. This is a great thing to talk about while you're eating. 3 things, and I can't.
I'm not
eat.
squeamish about stuff like that.
There's 3 things I've thrown up in my life, and I can't eat them anymore. Mince pies.
They're not even nice.
And they're horrific.
Yeah.
I hate mince pies.
Yeah,
Everybody,
I don't like them.
I think everybody's pretending to like them. Mince pies, banoffee pie. Weird one. I can't have anything that even like resembles the smell or taste of banoffee.
That's one of my favourite desserts.
I can't go near it. So even if
So
somebody's
explain to me how that happened.
I ate banoffee pie, and
At where? Like where were you having something fancy like
this
banoffee pie?
was, I think it was probably, I'd throw up a lot around Christmas, it seems. I think it was Christmas, and I was sick anyway. And I'm a fat cunt, so I was like, not gonna let that hold me back. So I'm having fucking dessert. Let's go. So I ate it, and then I got sicker as time went on, and then I threw it up, and I just remember the strong banoffee, like, because I don't know if it's a phobia, but because I've got to, this is mainly a food podcast. I'm going to talk about getting sick here for loads, but I haven't got sick that often, so I think I'm fairly sure. I haven't thrown up in about 7 or 8 years. I'm fairly sure if I threw up today, I'd cry.
Wow.
I think because I still haven't got through the childhood years of getting over it, so it just feels so awful to me.
Yeah.
So I forgot what I was talking about because I got traumatized by thinking about throwing up. Where was
Banoffee pie.
Banoffee pie. So I ate the banoffee pie, and I can still feel it. I can still feel it coming up, and that banana toffee taste. Oh man, it was awful.
You know, one of the worst things to get sick.
What?
A curry.
I can imagine.
It's like spicy nose shoots. Yeah, it's awful.
I think the last time I got sick, I probably hadn't had a curry yet. I don't think I had Indian food till I was in my like early 20s.
Wow.
Yeah, we didn't have an Indian place.
Really?
Yeah, no. There's
Not
a place
bad,
called
man.
Everest now. That's good.
I think
I'm shouting out all the food places.
There might be an Everest in every town.
Is there?
There's an
I
Everest in
thought it was just
Clonmel,
us.
I'm pretty sure.
Is that everywhere?
I'm pretty sure there is.
I know the fella that owns.
There's definitely an Everest somewhere else in some other town.
So that's a franchise. Okay,
I don't think
didn't know
so.
that.
I don't think so.
I have another weird phobia thing around food.
Go on.
There used to be this old El Paso ad, and I can't get it out of my head. And it was where they were all eating fajitas.
Was there a song?
There was music in the back. I can't remember it specifically.
Having,
like they weren't singing. No, there was none. I don't remember that.
We're having chicken tonight. No, that's not. No.
That's not.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, that's a totally different thing. So everybody's eating fajitas. This was, I think, when just fajitas first came out.
And they were really big.
No, I wouldn't mind that. Fajitas are one of my favorite foods.
Yeah.
So they're all eating the fajitas anyway, and there's a man and his wife or girlfriend. They don't go into it in the ad, sitting beside each other, and they're eating it. And she gets a bit of like creme fraiche or something, or whatever's in the fajita on her finger, and he licks it off.
Oh yeah, well someone else licks it. It's weird.
Oh,
yeah.
And it's a phobia. It's like
and were they cartoons or real people?
No, these are human beings.
Okay, because
separate human beings. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't remember it.
So now, like, I have nightmares sometimes. Like, so if I have a nightmare now, in the nightmare somewhere, there's always a part where somebody sucks something off someone else's finger. And I've had it since I was like 8. So if I ever have a nightmare, like, I'll be having a nightmare and there'll be like a bear chasing me through the woods, and I'll be like, oh, fuck you bastard. And then there'll be somebody off in the woods and they're like, oh. And then somebody goes, and I'm like, ah! It's like one of my deepest fears. Just give us an intro to this, because you can't just whip this out.
Hey, come back here. Last night, I watched the coffee cup. I was going to bed, And I was getting into my pajamas and I was in the bathroom and I went, jeez, I was like, what's that on my back? So I went to flick it off thinking it was just like a piece of like bauble, you know, that kind of way.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't come off. And I turned and got a proper look and it was a giant tick in me. And it was so big, I was like, that must have been in me. The last time I went hiking was 2 days ago. So that must have been in me for 2 days. So that has been sleeping in my bed with me. That has been having the time of its life up in Dublin.
I don't think a lot of people realise how big ticks get if they're on you for a while.
And how small they can be when they attach.
Yeah.
So I was like, gee, I was messaging you when I was in Mayo.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, I had got home really late that night at like 1 a.m, but I got into the shower straight away. And I'm like, I washed my whole body. It's shocking that like I didn't feel it or see it. But anyway, they can be really small and they grow because they're sucking your blood. Poor thing is probably anemic now because I'm so low in iron. I'm surprised it went for me. But anyway, had to take it off then last night. Got my little tick remover, spun it out. Very important to take them out properly.
Yeah.
If they break off, it's not ideal. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I took it off and I popped it into a little jar. Just to keep it, you know. But I was thinking, you could bring it back to Mayo. Do you know what I mean? Because it's it's holidays.
It's a Mayo tick.
It's a Mayo tick. But I'm pretty sure it's dead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'll give him a proper send off.
I put it into.
I'm not going to carry your tick around with me, but
I put it into a Thai gold green curry paste jar that had been cleaned, but like have a whiff it there. Anyway, where's the tick? Just to make sure. Oh my God, where's it gone?
Is he missing?
Oh no, it's there.
Okay.
Have a whiff.
Am I smelling the tick?
Yeah.
Jesus. Jeez, he is big.
He's big, yeah.
And
he. I know it's like it's a sheep.
You're not going to be able to see this at all, but it's a big tick.
Yeah.
Oh no,
not as big as yourself now.
No, he's not quite my size.
So it's actually a female tick. You can tell by the look of them. But no, it's.
Hang on. How do you know it's a female tick?
Because they're different sizes.
Right.
Yeah, and they can be different colours.
Are the females bigger or smaller?
Yeah, a little bit bigger and slightly browny red.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's just in the jar there.
Yeah. So
it died. It died due to basically you smelled how strong that curry was.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, like inhale. I suppose what's that word? How do you say that? Inhale.
It's like spice
Death
inhalation.
By curry. Death by curry, basically. Yeah. So there it is. I just wanted to show you. Do you know what I mean? Because
what's the plan with this? You've kept it. You've put it in the green curry paste thing.
So I have.
Are you going to bury it or?
Well, I don't think
keep
it needs
it in
that
case
honor.
you need a clone.
But you can actually send them off to be tested.
Okay.
Because obviously ticks carry loads of disease and stuff. So like because that was in me for longer than 2 days, presumably.
Yeah.
I'd just go get tablets this morning.
Yes.
Just to, you know what I mean, knock it out.
Absolutely.
In case. Obviously, when I took it out, I gave myself a good wash. You have to wash the area well. Keep an eye on it now for a few weeks.
This has become a tick removal tutorial.
Yeah. No. And you know what? Any chance I get. Because honestly, I think people forget, like, you need
ticks
to
are dangerous.
Fucking hell, man. They really are.
Yeah.
So, yeah, part of me was like, people always message me, like, oh, you should keep the tick and get it tested now. I'm not that organised. But I'm going to carry it around for a few days, show people. It's kind of like like when you're weird teachers who used to, like, bring in roadkill and be like, this is what they look like.
Here's my tick.
Yeah. So
I think you should get it tested. I'd be curious to hear.
Yeah.
They just so what are the diseases they have, like Lyme disease?
Lyme disease, and that's really everyone just repeats that one. Yeah. Oh God, you don't want that, but they do carry. So like with ticks, the thing is like they can transmit animal diseases to humans.
Okay.
Yeah. So like like if a fox had Lyme disease, like we wouldn't contract it from them, but ticks can kind of. Be the little fuckers.
Fucking bastards. I think you should get them
tested.
tested.
As bad as mosquitoes, like.
What happens then if you get it tested? He gives you a call a few days later and goes, I'm afraid it's positive.
Well, then I'd be like, right, man, lash the bloody tablets into me, get it out. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of, you suppose you'd want to know, like.
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely.
But to be honest with you, like I've been bitten by ticks before, I've been absolutely fine, but it's just like getting them out, removing them as fast as you can, doing it right and cleaning and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
Just a bit of put everyone on edge a bit, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah,
okay, so we had an interruption. Now there is a dog. We're very happy to have the dog here.
Yeah, just in case a dog all of a sudden appears on my lap. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
you want to say anything? No. But you've actually met my dogs before.
I have.
Yeah.
I was really proud when I met your dogs, you know.
Yeah, because little Willie Everyone knows Wilco.
Yeah.
Doesn't like men.
Yeah, I was warned. I had like 3 layers of security meet me before I met the dogs. And they were like, no, her dogs hate men. They hate men. And I was like, okay. Went in, expecting hatred, and all I got was love.
Loved you.
Hopped right up on my lap.
Honestly, instantly loved you. That's why I constantly send you dogs in need now.
Yeah, as soon as I get a garden, I'm taking them all.
No, that's why I know. I was like, I'm going to prey on someone with a good heart.
Yeah, I love animals.
You just be proud. Like, there's only 5 or 6 people I send dogs in need to because I'm like,
I'm in
you're
the
nice.
dogs. I'm in the dog circle.
Yeah, you are.
That's absolutely massive.
And I'm like, look, you're making a name for yourself now, Garron. You know what I mean? You are doing well. So you're going to be getting a house soon, I'd say.
Yeah.
So my eyes are on you to get an L rescue dog.
Once, it is my dream when I have a garden to have an army of
Big
animals.
question. Would you live in Mayo or Dublin?
I would easily live in Dublin. But it's too expensive.
Even as someone who people think I'm Dublin, I will live in Tipperary.
Do you want to know why I'd live in Dublin?
Go on.
It's the variety of things on Deliveroo. I can order whatever I want to my house. That's a true rich life.
That is, in fairness, I will agree. Like, when I go down to the country, like, I could be down for 2 days at my family's house and I come back, I'm like, I haven't eaten a fucking thing. Because, like, you know what it's like with your parents' house? You go home and you're like, there's no food anywhere. You're like college students. Yeah. And we live so far away from any shops that if you're not arse driving, like, you don't drive, do you?
I don't drive.
Oh my God, you see, that's why Dublin suits you.
Yeah. No, I like Dublin, but I will probably move back to Mayo. Yeah. Because my dream has always been to have, like, you know, that proper bogger detached house in the middle of a big, massive field. And you're kind of half turning it into a garden, but it's never really finished. Yeah. You got a bit of paving done, but that's really it.
And this is the thing nowadays. You don't have to live in Dublin.
No, you really don't.
You don't have to live in Dublin.
I
think
people
will come to you, Garron.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah.
I've lived here for about 6 months. I'd probably do another year. Okay. And then I think I'll head back to Mayo. Are you going to go back to Tip
like I'll
somewhere?
Definitely end up. I would love to build like a small cabin somewhere in Tipperary, like, you know, not like a shed cabin, like an actual cabin.
I was looking at those log cabins.
Yeah.
And you can build them for like 140 grand. They're class. One of my mother's friends has one. She minds the dogs occasionally. Yeah. And it's lovely. Like, it's really small, but it's when you're in it, you're like, I'm out in the wilderness. But I'm not. But it's very modern.
So, like, I would love to definitely, like, spend, you know, Monday to Friday in Tipperary. And I'm very lucky I have a partner who owns a house in Dublin. Yeah. So, like, I don't have to think about Dublin prices.
Yes. Yeah. That's
crazy.
another reason I wouldn't move here.
Yeah.
You like, for the price of a regular house here, I could live in a mansion.
100%. You could.
Yeah, and I kind of feel like a mansion.
You fancy yourself as for a mansion?
I feel myself. I'm a mansion kind of fella. Yeah. So yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. So you picked up your tick. This is what we were talking about before we had the interruptions. Yeah. And I'm glad the dog came.
Yeah. She's just sitting up. She sits up. Okay.
So you were in Mayo. That's where you picked up your tick, and you were on a hike.
I was on a hike.
I believe you have a book.
I have a brand new book out there. Oh, look,
it took me so long to get to that segue to the plug.
I kept distracting you. So yeah, like, I obviously did the Hike Life Part 1, which was 50 hikes around Ireland. And they're kind of like the most, I suppose, popular ones that people really want to take off. Yeah. But it was originally meant to be 100 hikes, 100 of the best hikes in Ireland. But there just wasn't enough pages in the book because I put so much information. I love the history, geology, like mythology about hikes. And then obviously you need all your stats and route descriptions. And we shoot everything from scratch. I work with a few landscape photographers. So, like, you want to do all the hikes justice. So basically there wasn't enough pages. So we split it into 50. 2 parts of 50. Yeah. And we split it up so it would be even in each province. Yeah. You know, obviously, like, can't have them all in Connacht or Munster, do you know? So we split it up, and the second book is like the lesser known gems. Okay. So, like, I don't want to ever say like I'm more excited about one than the other, because the first one was such a solid book. I absolutely, like, I was so proud of doing the first one. And you should buy it. You should purchase that. You know what? I was so proud to get the first one done, because you know what? The biggest thing was I had done a pitch for that book. And for about a year and a half, I kept being told no. People were like, it's not going to work. No one's going to buy a full colour hiking book. You know, like, no one would bite. And eventually I kept going. And people were trying to get me to do like a hiking book that was black and white. It was just like, why I hike and like why hiking's good for you. And I was like, well, listen, I'm not really like that. Like, do you know what I mean? I just like to go up mountains, you know? So I kept going. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it unless I find someone who's going to create the book I actually want. So I found a publishers in Scotland, a really small publishers, and they took a chance with it.
Yeah.
And the first one has been so successful, and like, you know, obviously part 2 gets to come out now, the full collection.
Yep.
So this one, probably there was a lot more work that went into it because it was lesser known trails.
Yeah.
So like kind of finding those like hidden gems, you know, and getting to showcase places of Ireland that I don't get showcased as much. So places like Belmullet are in this one, which didn't get the first one. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wild Nathan National Park.
Yeah, great spot.
And you know what I mean? That's one of our dark sky reserves as well. And it's they have so many waymarked trails, really well organised there as well. So there's so many amazing places I'm getting to showcase with this one that people probably haven't heard of.
Yeah.
So for me, it's even a little bit more exciting.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Mayo.
And also with the hikes, which you love, is I give a list of the best cafes in the nearby area, best cafes, best wild swimming spots, and if there's anything fun or interesting to do. Sorry, look at her.
She's mad for that falafel.
She's like, oh. So yeah, I have the first one for you.
Oh.
Yeah, because obviously the second one isn't out yet. So there's the first one. You can use that when you go around and now when you get into your hiking, and even just for cafes all around Wicklow, Dublin, all that kind of stuff.
So as this may shock you.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a regular hiker.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
I know.
This is shocking to everybody. So if I was trying to get into hiking, nice easy one to get started.
Well, they're all broken up into like beginner, moderate, hard, very hard. So like whether you're a beginner hiker or experienced hiker, there's something in the book for you. Like the 100 hikes are picked based on scenery. So
you've got hydration and nutrition, hiking with your dog. There's a lot of stuff in there. Pit stops.
And you know what's really exciting in book number 2? Added information about ticks.
Oh, lovely. And how to capture them.
Capture them and torture them and
give them a disease test.
And wildlife.
I have to say, the book looks really good.
Yeah, honestly, like
stuff in here.
we put in, like, I say we, like, obviously my publishers, there's a team as well who works putting photos together, the graphic designers, and I have an editor to make sure I'm not like, you saw how I spelled San Pellegrino earlier, like, do you know what I mean?
San Pellegrino.
Yeah, San Pellegrino. So, this is book 2. This is just a fake book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
So it's nothing's in it yet. But yeah, I'm delighted.
So if for me, the novice hiker.
Yeah.
Where do you think I should go first? Nice, easy one for me to get me started.
Well, you don't drive.
I don't. But somebody could drive me
there
because I'm a TikToker.
So in this book, I have made a huge effort to include ones that are accessible via public transport.
Okay.
So, you know, if something's accessible via public transport, I've put in the information. So Bray Head would be really good for you. You can just get the Dart out from town and go up Bray Head. You can climb up to Bray Head, which is a big cross, great views over Bray, out towards the sea. And then you can hike across to Bray Hill, which is actually, there's like a small summit marker there as well, and great views down to Greystones. So that's a really good alternative. Do you remember the Bray to Greystones Trail cliff walk?
No.
You wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
I'm from
a lot of people will though. It was such a famous walk, and it's been closed for years now.
Okay.
Probably about 3 or 4. It just hasn't been open to the public due to rockfall. So this is a really good alternative to that. You're going along the upper cliff and you get to Bray Hill, which there used to be a giant obelisk on it, and it basically was erected for Queen Victoria's Jubilee or something like that, but it was blown up in 1933.
Right, okay.
Yeah, and now there's just a small summit marker. So it's like really interesting history all around when you actually
I can see that in the book as well. You've got like little bits about the stuff you can learn. So it's and that's something I think probably people don't think about when they go on hikes.
Well, I think like in Ireland we have so much history.
Yeah.
And a lot of it revolves around our mountains, because obviously we would have mass rocks during penal times when people would have to have mass in hidden locations.
Yeah.
So, you know, a lot of the hikes you pass really like incredible mass rocks, and it's like incredible to think that people used to come here secretly and have mass, you know, and a lot of times they were caught. So there's lots of history. There's also great mythology as well, like just like random crazy stories. And we're like, you know, I'll tell a story, and then it'll be like, well, geology would tell us that's not true, but you know, like never let the truth ruin a good story.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
I used to have a cat, and he's a rag doll. And ragdoll is like, I'll show you a picture of him.
Oh my God.
Yeah, little blue-eyed legend.
Oh, so cute. What was his or her name?
Hunter.
Hunter.
Yeah, absolute legend.
Aww.
But he has like the longest white hairs. So like I would be completely covered and his hairs were about that long.
And I've just gotten to a stage where I don't notice it anymore. And I arrive places and like the people who like feel like they can be extremely blunt with me are just like,
what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, like you're covered in dog hair. And I'm like, I do have dogs.
Yeah. Black, generally not the best
not
colour.
The best colour.
Not the best colour.
And like, I used to lint roll. I'm just not bothered now.
I got my first lint roller the other day because I kept having dandruff in my videos and somebody kept commenting about it. They're like, Garron, you've got dandruff on your black t-shirt.
I'll show you a good shampoo for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so
Get to the source of it. You know what I mean?
The dandruff comes and goes.
Okay,
like, But then I was like, I use some stuff that smells like bananas.
Is that from your beard?
It's mostly from my hair.
Oh
yeah. I have really dry skin. So I never get spots, but my skin always like dries out. And I constantly have, this is such a random divergence, but I constantly have these dry patches on my nose.
But I have to say, you've got great skin.
I've good skin, it's just dry.
Yeah, give me a look at your forehead there.
What do you want me to do with it?
No, obviously if you're moving, like me, there's going to be like wrinkles and everything.
Okay, like just keep it flat.
Yeah, it's
this
very
is zero
smooth.
Botox as well.
It's very
like
smooth.
Absolutely none, even though we make it in Mayo.
Yeah, I know. You make it in Westport.
Yeah.
Isn't that mad? So I did a tour of Westport and they were like, what do you think we're the biggest exporter of? Like, what do you think we make? And I was like, oh, what? And he was like, is it something like 90-something% of all Botox in the world comes from Mayo?
I believe it's 100%.
Wow.
I believe we make all the Botox.
Yeah.
So if you see Botox in somebody,
came from Mayo.
Yeah, absolutely. Is that what they make arses out of as well? Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Is that the same stuff? You know, like an arse implant, so they also Botox.
I wonder what they are.
I'm taking credit for them. We make arses and faces in Mayo.
Yeah. And there's something else in Mayo. Oh, the word boycott came from Mayo. Westport.
The word boycott came from Mayo?
The word boycott came from Westport.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
What, how so?
Jesus, don't put me in the spot now. Someone Google it. But
That's all right.
Something to do with one of the landlords there. Basically, obviously, you know the way there was loads of big houses like Moore Hall and stuff there. And something to do with kicking off about rent, and I think he was called something boycott.
Okay.
Yeah. Listen, let's look it up. But there you go.
We also make all the, I think, is it catheters? I think we make like 80% of the catheters. It's what they put if you can't do a wee or something.
There you go.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go. Mayo facts.
Saving lives, making faces, the whole shebang.
Listen.
I think I was asking a question before.
God, we really go off topic, don't we?
And I don't remember what it was, but then the dog disappeared. Basically, go on a hike. It's a great crack. Get the book. There's loads of hikes in it. There's 2 books now.
And will you come on a hike with me before Christmas?
Yes.
I'll pick you up, like.
Where we go?
Well, like, obviously you're a beginner, so I'm not going to take you off and do something mammoth.
Fairly even.
Yeah, okay.
Terrain.
Even terrain. Yeah. And like,
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That'll be funny.
What we'll do is we'll do a hike. Do you do wild swim?
I can't swim.
But would you like just dip?
If
you could touch the ground.
I can dip, yeah, I can dip.
If you touch the ground, okay. We'll go for a hike, we'll go for a wild dip, and then we'll go, actually, we'll do like 4 things. So in the book there's also like something cool to visit. So say if there's a really cool museum nearby, or there's something fun you could do, like, have you ever done Victor's Way in Wicklow?
No.
See, you'd like that now because it's a really weird sculpture museum.
Okay.
And it's wild. See, you'd be into that now, so we'll add that in.
I love weird shit.
Yeah. Like say in Castlebar, one of my favourite museums is the Museum of Irish Country Living.
Yes, that's a great spot.
It's a great spot.
I've been there like 17 times.
Yeah, it's honestly one of the best museums in Ireland. It's really phenomenal.
Good. Yeah, really good.
Because a lot of things are, city centred, and like that's just about like the west of Ireland, country people.
It's great because they have actual like pictures, like some of the earliest pictures ever taken in rural Ireland.
But not even that, like they also have like actual like artifacts.
Yeah, 100%.
Like what I couldn't get over
was... You can
go
and use all the old tools. And
what I couldn't get over when I saw the Bottascora, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. My Irish
I don't remember what that is.
So like it's basically, it was like a little leather belt, and like kids used to wear it. God, I hope I'm actually getting this right. And every notch that you got would be like how many whips you'd get. So if you were speaking Irish.
Oh.
So if they spoke Irish accidentally or Gaeilge.
Right, okay.
And it was like literally like beating the Irish out of it.
Jesus.
Yeah. Now, listen, I hope I'm getting that all right.
They probably just used it to catch fish.
I'm rewriting history. But yeah, and it was obviously like they do the start of Halloween and all our pagan tradition stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly, one of the best museums. And one of my favourite parts when you go in, it's one of the first things you see. It's like traditional Irish clothing from, I think it was one of the Aran Islands.
Yes.
Well, the Aran Islands. And they're like, oh, do you notice anything? And we're like, ooh, looking around, like they're like, oh, all the boys are in skirts. They used to dress the boys up as girls because they thought the fairies took the little boys.
Yeah.
So they used to disguise them as girls until they reached a certain age.
Absolutely mad.
Yeah.
You're a well of knowledge.
Superstitions.
I feel like I could sit here and talk to you about just little bits of folklore and stuff all day.
And like, you don't know if I've gotten them right or not.
That's
but
fine.
Like,
I'm all right with that.
Yeah.
I think
like,
have all the confidence in your facts, whether they're facts or not.
I retain about 80% of what people tell me. But like, you know what? I'll say it with confidence.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and who's going to remember enough of the details to know if you're
wrong? You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
Look, if anything, they'll just go to that museum to figure out more.
Yeah, absolutely. Head down to the museum.
Head down to the museum.
You can fact check her there.
This has just become a podcast about Mayo.
Yeah, this is just a Mayo and the hiking book. Mayo, the hiking book.
Yeah.
This tick she's captured.
Yeah.
And veganism.
Yeah. Exactly.
The big 4 or 5 or however many things I said there. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Oh, it was great crack.
Thank you for coming.
Yeah.
I hope the book does well for you. I'm sure
Thank you so much.
It actually is. I'm not just blowing smoke now. The book looks great.
Thanks.
It looks unbelievable.
Thank you so much.
There's loads of stuff in there. Highly recommended if you're into the old hard walking.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Thanks.
Have you got anything else you want to... I'm happy. If you need to sell anything, I'm okay with that.
No. I'm like, I even find it awkward talking about the book.
No, I'll sell it for you. I don't mind selling things.
As an Irish person, I'm really awkward about stuff like that. I'm like,
that's fine. Buy that fucking book, will ya? You lazy bastard. Get a fucking couple of quid and fucking buy that.
You fucking heard him.
Yeah.
There you go.
Stay delicious.